story dates back hundreds of years to Japan's bloody feudal era. In this period, two great ninja clans ruled the shadows. One was the Lin Kuei of Chinese origin, as disciplined and ruthless as ice. The other was the Shirai Ryu, born from the heart of Japan, warriors of fire and passion. These two clans had been enemies for centuries. It was into this world, to one of the most talented families of the Shirai Ryu clan, that a child named Hanzo Hasashi was born. Even as a child, Hanzo drew attention with his extraordinary abilities. His mastery of the kunai and the speed with which he grasped combat techniques were far beyond his peers. As he grew, he began to undertake the clan's most challenging missions, infiltrating enemy strongholds, assassinations, espionage. Wherever the Shirai Ryu needed to make their name known, Hanzo Hasashi was there. He was so successful that the clan gave him the nickname Scorpion, a lethal warrior who approached silently like a scorpion and neutralized his prey with a single strike. In time, this nickname would surpass his real name and become the name the whole world would know him by. But Hanzo was not just a warrior. He was also a husband and a father. He had a peaceful life with his wife Kana and his son Satoshi. He always found a way to return home after every dangerous mission. The pride in his eyes as he taught his son martial arts, the peace on his face as he ate the meals his wife prepared. In those moments, Hanzo Hasashi was not just a ninja. He was an ordinary family man. But that peace was merely the silence before the coming storm. The one who unleashed the storm was the deadly sorcerer Quan Chi, hailing from the Netherrealm. Quan Chi's goal was simple yet horrific. He aimed to use the enmity between the Shirai Ryu and the Lin Kuei to weaken both clans and create immortal warriors to serve his dark masters. To execute his plan, he chose the Lin Kuei's most powerful warrior, Bi Han, a ruthless assassin, infamous for his ability to control ice. Within the Lin Kuei, they called him Sub-Zero. Quan Chi tasked Bi Han with retrieving an ancient map hidden within the sacred grounds of the Shirai Ryu. This mission would put Bi Han directly on a collision course with Hanzo Hasashi. That night, in the courtyard of the Shirai Ryu temple, two legends faced each other. On one side, the Master of Flames, Scorpion. On the other, the Prince of Ice, Sub-Zero. The battle was epic. Hanzo's chained kunai whistled through the air, while Bi Han's ice blasts froze the temple walls. Fire against ice, ice against fire. But that night, Bi Han was the victor. Hanzo Hasashi was struck down by Bi Han's ice-covered fist and perished. Or so everyone thought. Hanzo's death was only the beginning for Quan Chi. That same night, the sorcerer attacked the Shirai Ryu clan with his full might. He massacred everyone, men, women, and children alike. Hanzo's wife Kana and his son Satoshi could not escape the slaughter. The Shirai Ryu clan, along with its centuries-old history, was wiped out in a single night. All that remained were ashes, blood, and the rage-filled soul of Hanzo Hasashi. Consumed by trauma and the thirst for vengeance, Hanzo Hasashi's soul found no peace. Denied both heaven and rebirth, he was cast into the Netherrealm, a hellscape of eternal fire and endless agony where hope is seen as a weakness. There, the sorcerer Quan Chi sensed the raw fury within him. Feeding Hanzo a calculated lie, he claimed Sub-Zero was the butcher of his family and clan. He offered a dark pact, vengeance in exchange for eternal servitude. Hanzo accepted. In that moment, the man died so the spectre could be born. Hanzo Hasashi was gone. Scorpion had risen. Infused with the fires of hell, Scorpion became a nightmare of charred bone and burning embers. Behind his mask, his human face was replaced by a scorched skull. Armed with his signature chained kunai and the power to command hellfire, his iconic cry of "Get over here!" became the final omen for his enemies. Scorpion entered the Mortal Kombat tournament with a singular, bloodthirsty focus: to find and execute Sub-Zero. When the two rivals finally clashed, Bi-Han's ice was no match for Scorpion's unholy fire. At the climax of their brutal duel, Scorpion removed his mask, revealed his skeletal face, and incinerated Bi-Han alive. Hanzo's vengeance was finally complete, or so it seemed. After slaying Sub-Zero, Scorpion found no peace. Instead, an echoing void grew within him. It was then that Quan Chi, fueled by his own arrogance, confessed the ultimate betrayal. He was the one who had slaughtered the Shirai Ryu, not Sub-Zero. Having mocked Hanzo's grief, the sorcerer used his dark arts to banish him back to the depths of the Netherrealm, intending to keep him as an eternal puppet. During his long years of servitude, Scorpion witnessed Bi-Han's descent into shadow as Noob Saibot, and observed the rise of the new Sub-Zero, Kuai Liang. Learning the truth once more from this honorable warrior, Scorpion's accumulated rage finally shattered his chains. But this time, the fire of vengeance gave way to the buried memories of Hanzo Hasashi. From this internal war, a miracle emerged. The spectre vanished, and Hanzo Hasashi was reborn as a mortal man. Hanzo resurrected the Shirai Ryu, not as a den of assassins, but as a brotherhood of honorable warriors dedicated to protecting Earthrealm. By mentoring Kenshi's son Takeda, he began to heal his own wounds through fatherhood and forged an unbreakable alliance with his former rival, Kuai Liang, uniting fire and ice as allies. When Hanzo finally cornered Quan Chi in his dark citadel, the atmosphere was lethal. Facing the sorcerer was no longer a monster blinded by rage, but a grand master possessing an unyielding will for justice. Quan Chi unleashed the darkest spells of the Netherrealm. Skeletal hands clawed from the shadows to drag Hanzo down, while bursts of emerald energy shook the very foundations of the fortress. However, Hanzo's command over Hellfire was no longer a mere weapon of destruction. It was a symbol of his absolute discipline. He melted through the sorcerer's dark defenses, one by one. When Hanzo launched his signature spear, the flames shattered Quan Chi's sorcerer's shields into fragments. As the sorcerer begged for mercy, there was no hatred in Hanzo's eyes, only cold, hard determination. "This is for every drop of innocent blood you have spilled," Hanzo declared. He wrapped his burning chain around Quan Chi's neck, forcing the villain to his knees. A massive pillar of hellfire, summoned by Hanzo's command, slowly consumed the sorcerer's body until nothing remained but ash. Hanzo walked away from the crumbling citadel without looking back. For the first time in decades, he remembered his wife and son not with agony, but with peace. Vengeance was over, justice was served, and his soul was finally free.